elevations that you need to draw up. Now, I'm going to talk you through the example here, but I'd like to start us off just by a reminder of where we are at on your actual pace setter. And you can follow this. It's available in the download section. We're at 5.1.2, 2 elevations. It's an A3 page. And just check your own due date. These were proposed. Your actual due date you can complete on the right hand side. Your own pace setter, of course, will look maybe a little bit differently. But we're going to finish the next few drawings within the next few days, so that by the end of this term we finish with phase 2 of your pad. Alright, so you have to refer yourself back to page 14. And I'm going to walk you through, this is in the actual pad document. Let's look at, remember, 2 elevations. That's a requirement of the layout drawings. Alright, and what do they require from us? You have to draw to the same scale that you've drawn your floor plan, the same scale. Okay, you have to draw 2 views. One of them must show the front entrance of the building, so where you stand almost just beyond where the cars would park that drive through. So you look at it and you'll see the entrance, you'll see the drive through, you see the rotating doors, really from the front of this building. And then the other showing a side view of that same building. Okay, so a front view and a side view. They don't specify east, west, north, whatever, but make sure it's a front view as well as a side view. Now, here is the important part. It is recommended to draw the elevations that would be required for the 2-point perspective drawing. Okay, so you have to consider already here which views am I going to draw in relation to that 2-point perspective. And so I'm going to look at it with you at what is the requirements for the 2-point perspective, because that's going to help you. Just before we get to that, you have to remember that in your 2 elevations, you need to meet all the relevant requirements here. The exterior features, including the doors, the window details, the window sills, the direction of opening of windows. Just make a note of that. Sometimes learners forget that. All window and door frames must be shown in the 2 elevations that you've chosen. The roof detail, including the rainwater items, the roof lines, which is the fascias, the barge boards, especially on your Dutch gable roof. Get those roof lines correctly. If you're unsure how they look, you can just look at the community tab on HowToEGD. There is examples of Dutch gable roofs for you. Have a look at that. All permanent fixtures. Okay, of course, on that might not be electrical fittings and wiring. That's not going to be relevant. Wastewater disposal system, so the sewer, and I'll show you that now on the outer walls. So examples of that. Your titles, labels, and notes that you'll have to do. The scale that you've used must be the same scale as your floor plan. Detail dimensioning, you're going to have to add for us different heights, especially heights here is going to be important. No need for a cutting plane, no need for hatching, also no need for north point, but you're going to have to label the views. What view is it? Northeast, northwest, etc. All right. It refers here to the 2-point perspective. So let's have a look at what is a 2-point perspective. We'll do a more complete discussion a bit later, but just for you on page 15, you can look at that. You have to draw a detailed human eye view 2-point perspective drawing that shows the main entrance and rotating door of the building. The horizon line must be 1.5 meters above the ground line. Evidence of the following must be included. All views drawings used to produce the perspective. And here you know you are going to use the three drawings that you've done up to now. The floor plan and the 2 elevations. You have to have that when you do your 2-point perspective. That's why they say here that keep in mind that these elevations is the ones that you will use, so that you don't have to redraw them. Eh? The elevations that you use here is the elevations that you'll use to produce your 2-point perspective. The construction method used must be shown. All right. What do you have to draw in the 2-point perspective? You have to draw a detailed human eye view of the main entrance and rotating door. So it's literally you standing there in the parking area, almost looking at the entrance. They want to see, what will your eyes see as you approach the entrance, the rotating doors, etc. Okay, so if you then consider your 2 views here that you draw, consider the fact that you have to include for us the full entrance there with that drive-through area must be included here, and your side view must also include, if I look from the side onto that drive-through, how it looks. Okay, those are 2 views. If we look at the actual awarding of marks here, that's on page 17. How will we mark them? Prescribed view shown, front entrance to the building and the side view, those are the 2 requirements. Have you drawn the external walls? Are they all drawn? Is the finishing floor levels indicated? Is the natural ground level indicated? Do you have any pillars that you have? Is that indicated? Is the covered drive-through shown? Is the main entrance shown? All door and window detail, including the doors and window frames. It's a bit of a rehearsal here, but keep with me. Dutch cable roof detail, including rainwater items, must be shown here. All right. Again, for you guys, it's also in Google Classroom if you need to. Wastewater disposal systems, I'll talk you through that now. Elevations drawn to the same scale as the floor plan. If you meet all of these requirements, can we give anything else than a 10 out of 10 here? No. And that's why I say there's no reason that you can't get at least 80% or higher for your PAT, because you know exactly what you need. Don't do things that's not required yet. Do what's required and you're going to get your 10 out of 10. Okay, let's look at an example here because this is important. So let me zoom out a bit just to see the full picture. So this learner decided also to use this page for their title block. You don't have to do that. But what I really like about this is the fact that the 2 views are on one page. Okay, it was planned, thought through, left enough space for the titles, for the measurements. It's not drawn in haste, and one here, one at, unevenly spaced. It's neatly planned, 2 views next to each other. All right. Then if we zoom in, let's look at the. Remember, this of course was last year's project, but let's look at what are the 2 views, and yours could be similar. So from the front of your conference center, we want to see the drive-through, and your Dutch cable roof here. Again, look at the community tab if you want to know how that design looks. Right, so you're going to have your drive-through, for instance, with the rotating doors here, 2 doors on either side, pillars for that drive-through, and your car will be going through there. That would be in the one view. And then on the other one, if you look from the side, you'll see that on one of these ends, depending on your orientation. Okay. So external walls, if you look at this, let's zoom in maybe a bit on one of these views. All right, so what do we have? We have the natural ground level on the end here. You can actually see labeled it now on the other side. Natural NGL, NGV. You have your, let me show it here for you. There it is, natural ground level. You have the finished floor level. You have any gullies that's indicated for your rainwater, if that is used for catchment, all right? That's indicated. Your rainwater coming down, that's indicated. Your fascias here, your ridge plates, all right, roof lines, all of that is required, okay? If you look at your doors, your door frames, you've got your window frames, you've got your opening of your window sills, you've got your pillars, all right? This is all taken from your floor plan in measurements, okay? Then there's on the side here, different heights, which you need to also enter at least your key heights here. All right. She's gone ahead and she's already also did this. Is it necessary for these measurements, you think? Is it critical? Not critical because that is already on the floor plan, right? So don't worry too much about this. But what you have to remember, if on the inside of that wall you've placed a toilet or a basin, you must have an inspection eye at the height of the basin coming out. Okay, if it was a toilet, it would have been a bit lower, right? Inspection eye. Are you with me? So it comes out, it's the sewer line, so it's in brown, you label it IE, EO in Afrikaans. Right, then it ties in with a sewer line. All right, and this sewer line runs, and of course, there's a fall of 1 to 40 required for the sewer line. Yes?
Is the sewer line in freehand, or is it?
No, it should not be freehand, no. Yeah. All right. Okay, and it must be brown, and then you have to add, if you have a rotting eye or a inspection chamber or anything like that, you add that on the sewer. But I want to actually see the fall here. This one maybe wasn't done 100%, but we want to see how it comes out of the wall on that view if it's relevant for the inside. Okay, if I look at the second view here, there you see again there was a basin, inspection eye out, a rotting eye at the end. This is going to, you could also, where do I get the details for the sewer? You look at your floor plan and your site plan, because on the site plan you know what is the existing sewer on that site, and you're going to take from that where's the rotting eyes, etc. So technically, if she's put a rotting eye here, if I would look at the site plan, there would also be a rotting eye indicated there. Okay, but that's important. They must be brown, must indicate the fall, and must indicate to where it goes, to the manhole or wherever that goes to. All right, there's another view for you, showing all the different details. Make sure you label it. And of course, then you don't have to do the civil title block if that's on another page. No need for that. Okay, any questions just on the elevations from you guys in class? Anybody with a question? Happy? All right. Again, the standard of these drawings are done high.
You have to do a line going down every single basin or toilets.
Yeah, the sewer detail, if there's a basin on your floor plan behind it, there's a line. If there's a toilet, there's a line. If there's a shower, there's a line, whatever. Must be, what's the color of sewer? Brown. Okay, happy? Good. All right. Now it's your turn.